welcome, Victoria. I'm so delighted to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Peggy. Hi to you. Hi to everybody in the audience, to Celine, to Trace. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I've got tears in my eyes from listening to Jane and you. So, excuse me.
I know, I didn't expect that to happen, honestly. We got on the webinar. I was very excited about the webinar. We've been planning this, the whole team. We're all here behind the scenes, got on early. And I just never expected so many goosebumps and my eyes filling with tears. It's all blurry because I can't see. So, and that the tears come from passion, right? And so I know you're very passionate about making a difference in the world, a positive difference in the world. So what really inspired you to join the Author Marathon? What was it that just said, I'm doing this?
Well, in a word, it sounded like so much fun, Peggy. That's something that you talk about all the time. Have fun with it. And I've never been in any kind of a marathon before. I'm not a runner. I was always so slow. That's why I couldn't do that.
Either.
And I just thought, this is such a miraculous idea. I loved it. And that's the reason I joined.
Nice. I like that. Okay. So what did you love about the Author Marathon? What was the part that you really enjoyed as well?
I enjoyed the whole thing, but I'll tell you what. I talked to other people about this marathon and attending the pre-work and all of that. I was so excited. And as I was talking to other people about it, I got some people to join with me. And I thought,
well, we can. Money too.
I did, but thank you. But the thing is, I thought it was such a phenomenal idea, and that even if a person doesn't even have any idea if they could do it, at least they could start. They could participate. And that was the message that I was giving. And just let's try it. I had written a book, which I finally finished, but I just wasn't really all that comfortable with it. I think you know me. I've been talking about this for a while. But during the pre-work, I came up with an idea for another book. And that's what I wrote in the Author Marathon. And it is better. It is so much better. So I will release that one prior to the one that I had been talking to everybody about.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. It gives me goosebumps when I read my own writing. I can't tell you.
Well, you're not the only one that had that experience, because I heard from a number of the participants in the Author Marathon, and they said the same thing. They entered it with an expectation of writing a particular book about a certain thing, and then they changed their mind. They just got divinely guided or inspired to write something different. And they did. I actually had a couple authors tell me that they wrote 2 books. they started one and then they felt inspired to write another one. So they actually worked on 2 books at the same time. Now that's a little bit challenging, but nonetheless, it can be done, and they did it. So I love that you wrote another book, which you recognized in the pre-work was something that you felt inspired to do.
It's much better. I'm happier with it. And it will come out soon.
Excellent.
I'm not done writing it yet. It's mostly because I am working on some things, just technical things. I had to do a little research because it is a nonfiction book. So that's the only reason, but the work is done. Wow. And, I want to thank the people that were part of my accountability team. There were 5 of us, and every day, we would write to each other, text each other. Sometimes we talk, but rarely. And just to see where we're all going, what we're doing. And everybody was in a different place. And it was wonderful that everybody was in their place. And it didn't matter where they were. Because
isn't that amazing? That is amazing. So cool. That was one thing that we as a team, like Trace, Celine, Eric, Sabrina, and Kayla and I really enjoyed, was the camaraderie of the participants that were in the Author Marathon. And not only what was going on behind the scenes, but also in the Q&A calls. Like when I saw Jane put up our cover, I was thinking about how when we do these open Q&A calls and people would say, okay, so what do you think of my title? Or what do you think of my cover? And what was nice about having so many people on the calls is, if you ask me, you're going to get an opinion, but if you ask 50 people, you're going to get a consensus. And that's the kind of thing that was going on as well. And the other thing is, and you're so good at this too, and being in those Q&A calls, another benefit is somebody asks a question that you might not even thought of, and then it leads to you learning something that was completely unexpected. So
That's correct, Peggy. I mean, I learn from everybody all the time on the calls. And I sometimes participate in the private Facebook groups, and I have to apologize. I haven't been involved in the Facebook groups lately because I've got a lot on my plate, as you all do too. But I'll be back with that. But writing to people, writing to the people that are in my group, just a little, I guess the art compatibility group or that was wonderful. That writing, no matter what, if you're just writing text, you're improving your writing and you're improving the way to get your point across. Practice, because this is really a practice. And that's what I would tell everybody. It's like, well, it's a conversation. A book is one long conversation, and you can have a conversation with anybody.
Right. It's like you're getting out of your own way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Peggy, you are so enthusiastic. I consider you a friend. Yes, you are. You're phenomenal. I love your energy. You make me happy. I listen to your morning manifestations, and oh my gosh, it's always a great way to start the day. Or even for afternoon tea, sometimes, how we drag a little bit in the afternoon or we're tired or whatever. I'll put that on, listen to it, perk myself right back up, and I'm ready to go again, re-energized. So this I love. Thank you for that.
Right on. Oh, that is so great, Victoria. You're so special. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience as well. So your book is done. Do you mind sharing the title of it, please?
Oh, it's Positive Infusion is the title.
Oh, I love that name so much. It's so good. It is such a good title. And did you find, this is another question that I hadn't planned on asking you, but it just came into my consciousness, so I feel that it needs to be asked, is how did you feel personally by writing a book called Positive Infusion? What did that do for you?
What it did for me is made me really understand where manifestation comes from, inside out. And if you are happy inside, which is the only place that you really can be happy, that is something that you can reinfuse yourself with over and over again. Just think good thoughts. Think about what you love.
It must have been really positive for you to do that experience too, right?
Well, I'm a happy person, but I think about the things that I like. I think about the things that I love. Even if I don't have them physically, I still think about things.
Sure.
And through daily study and understanding yourself better, I think I know myself a little bit better now than I have ever. Every day seems to get better.
Yeah, I like it. Well, that's wonderful, Victoria. Well, thank you again for being here. Really appreciate you. And I wish you great success with your phenomenal book. Great title.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you to the team too. Thank you, everybody.